is my last video of Vlogmas. I have just filmed the 2 days before that you'll have seen before this, and I am here to wrap it up with my 2023 goals. So my goals for next year. This is going to be a more low-key video. I've got my 2023 goals written down here, and I'm basically just going to go through this with you and give you a quick update of what I kind of want to get to doing next year. I'm going to have some YouTube goals, some personal goals, some goals for, I suppose you'd call it like branding, but you'll see what I mean as we go on. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you to everybody that subscribed this year and that has been watching my videos. I have been consistently making videos now for almost a year. Not quite, I kind of lost the trail a little bit, and since then I've tried not to take any breaks, but I have when I had COVID and things like that, and I've just not been feeling good. But thank you so much to the new people that have subscribed. I started I think this year with maybe 30 followers, 30 subscribers, and I'm now nearly 150, which is absolutely incredible. I had such a good reading year, and I have made so many friends this year, and I just can't believe how lucky I've been with everything that's happened this year. Hi, sorry, I've had to reframe it slightly because my phone started losing battery because I'm filming on my phone, so I had to plug it in, and I've knocked it about a little bit, but this is fine. I have a very short cable plugged in, so this is what we're having to deal with. Anyway, as I was saying, I've been very, very lucky this year with the friends I've made, with the engagement I've had from you as an audience. It has been incredible, and I could not have gotten through it without you guys. I started this just as a hobby because I wanted to have more people to talk to about books, and I really wasn't really enjoying it for a while back. Like further back, I wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't enjoying the editing process. It was so difficult. I wasn't able to do a lot of things, and I've downloaded different editing software now, been talking to more people about the editing and the filming, and really starting to enjoy what I'm doing and feel more comfortable in front of the camera. Stop caring that I've got, spots and I'm not wearing makeup, and sometimes my hair's a mess, and sometimes I look like crap and I feel like crap because I have a chronic illness. I am disabled. I am not going to be a ray of sunshine every day, and I think that's a great example to show that you don't need to be on all the time. So I'm so thankful that you've allowed me to be my messy self on this channel. So now I'm just going to go over the goals that I've written down. Some of these will change through the year. They're not hard and fast goals. Some of these are ones that, like I say, will change, will alter. I may add or take away some. But yeah, this is what I've got so far. So I would like to try in 2023 to go from 1 video a week to 2 videos a week and some sprints once a week, or maybe once a fortnight. I've not worked out exactly how I want to do that because already filming 1 video a week has been a bit hard going, and doing Vlogmas has been pretty hard going on my body. It doesn't seem like much, but it really does tire me out, and physically, like my back, my ribs, my neck muscles and everything, I really struggle. And then having to pull the books and stuff like that, it can be a bit more difficult. But I would like to try and get 2 videos per week out. Initially I wanted 2 videos per week plus sprints, but one of the videos per week might be my sprints, so it might be I do sprints twice a week, and not twice a week, sprints twice a month, and then intersperse that with other videos to get 2 videos total a week, if that makes sense. We'll see how we go. Reading goal for 2023, I've decided on a reading goal of 100 books. I'm going to try and be pretty conservative in my goal. I've read over 150 so far this year, which is the best year I've had for reading. I normally have struggled to get to 120, which has been my goal before, but the reason I struggle to get to 120 is because I stress so much about getting to 120 that I slump because I feel like I'm forcing myself to read. So this year I set myself a goal of 52. Smash that, put it up to 60, smash that, put it up to 100, smash that, put it up to 120, smash that, put it up to 150, and then decided I was going to keep it there. So currently I'm nearing the 160 mark. and I'm happy with that. I'm happy that I've managed to overcome those goals. But for next year, I'm going to kind of put a middle ground of 100 books. I feel like that is doable, but it's also not the end of the world if I don't hit it. Next is my Instagram. I would like to make more consistent uploads. I have been really bad basically at putting consistent or any photos on Instagram. I'd like to highlight books a lot more, try some nice setups. I did one for Let It Snow that I'm really proud of. That was a combination of myself and my wife Kay. She rigged it so that it stayed in the tree, and I took the photo, edited it a bit and put it on Instagram. Is it great? No, but I'm proud of it, and I'd like to improve over the next year. I'm hoping to maybe do maybe a photo a week or something, or maybe not that much, just a minute and see how I get on. But I definitely want to do a lot more to highlight the books I have, because I love my books. And I love sharing them with you, and it's another way for me to do that. Video wise, here on YouTube, I would like to start doing a series of review vlogs, particularly dedicated reviews for series. So over this Vlogmas, I've been discussing Supernatural Sisters like nobody's business. I am planning on doing a dedicated reading vlog for that series. I don't know if it'll end up being more than one video because I'll talk for ages, or if it'll be just one big long video. But I want to do Supernatural Sisters. I want to do a Percy Jackson one. There are other series that I really want to read next year, which you'll have seen on Vlogmas day, let's see, day 5, which I may do dedicated reading vlogs for. Just because I have a lot of thoughts, and I feel like I'm getting a lot better at getting these thoughts out in a way that makes sense, and it's just another avenue for me to discuss these books, and maybe for some people to find these books, or some people who also want to discuss these books and don't know other people who've read them. But yeah, so I'd like to do that. I would like to do more recommendation videos, so recommendations for genres, which is especially inspired by Eric from Breakeven Books. He asks periodically for people who, not specialise, but I can't think of a better word, in certain genres, to give recommendations on that genre. So for example, I took part in the historical fiction collection recommendations for Eric's channel, because I have a lot of historical fiction on my shelves, and I would love to be able to pull some of my historical fiction down that is, I feel, not as well known. I could do recommendations specifically for set in World War I, set in World War II, set in different countries, set in different times. It's a collection that I'm really, really proud of, that I've been building up, and really broadening my learning as well through fiction with these books. So I would love to do recommendations for different types of, say, historical fiction, and also authors is what I tried to say at the same time, specific authors that I feel are underrated, do recommendations for them, where to start, how to read them, you know, things like that. Tropes. So for example, I love the trope of there being forced proximity or only one bed. I love that trope, and it's done in so many different ways and with so many different types of character, and I would love to give trope recommendations. There are other recommendation styles that I can give, and I feel a lot more confident now in giving those recommendations than I did before, so hopefully I can get some more videos done for recommendations in that way. Next, I would also finally like to film and post a bookshelf tour. I've been wanting to do this since I started BookTube, and I've yet to do it. I keep messing around with my shelves, moving things, changing it up, and I think I'm finally almost settled on how I want it. So I think I will do a bookshelf tour soon, but I really want to get that filmed and put up next year. Finally, for video ideas that I've had, just sort of the quick ones that I've had, I am planning on doing a series that is not it's not book related, but is EDS related. So I have a condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I have the hypermobile type, and it is something that affects your collagen, and so affects you from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, inside, outside, everywhere. and there is very little known about EDS. It's something that people are very not aware of, so I would like to do a little mini series where I discuss EDS and all these different aspects of it, in the hopes of bringing more awareness to that. And that will be sort of slightly separate to my book videos, because obviously there's not a book element in that. However, there is a book that I've just bought on Kindle that does have a character who has EDS in it, and thank you to Marlowe's for pointing that out to me, because I'm excited to read it and see how that has been done. But yeah, I read Chloe Brown last year, not this year, but last year, and having a disabled character and having the disabled character treated in such a way that made it so realistic really hit me and made me want to branch out and look at what I could do to help others who are in the position I was in a few years ago, when I didn't know what I was doing, didn't know how to cope with my EDS, didn't know what was going to happen, and educate them and educate their families and friends and loved ones, and just in general bring awareness to this rare condition. It's the reason I have so many zebra things kicking about, because we're known as zebras, because often doctors are told the whole thing of, when you hear hoofbeats, think horses, not zebras. Unfortunately, we are the zebras that end up getting left by the wayside, so anything to bring awareness, I'm down for that. Subscribers. I have what I feel like is a big goal for subscribers. In 2023, by this time next year, I would like to have hit 500 subscribers. Like I say, I'm round about the 150-ish mark, and because I want to start doing more with my channel and upping my game on Instagram and maybe even TikTok, I would like to get up to 500 subscribers. That, I think, is a stretched, realistic goal. Ultimately, I want to hit that 1K mark, where everything sort of starts to pull in with YouTube. But to hit 500 subscribers to me would be incredible. To every subscriber I have, each one of you means everything to me, and I feel like I've got more to give. So to grow my channel and bring in people, I feel like I have it in me to give more, so I would like to do that. TBR wise, we're going back to the TBR a little bit. TBR wise, I currently have 55-ish books on my TBR. I would like to get that TBR down to a plateau of about 30 to 40 books. And by a plateau, what I mean is I am reading the same amount of books that I'm hauling. So kind of like what Emma from Drinking by My Shelf does, where she balances the books. I want to kind of balance my books so that I'm not hauling loads and loads of books and then not reading them. But I also am at the stage where I could possibly run out of books to read, so we'll see how that goes. On my TBR, I mean, I've got plenty to reread, which is why I want to reread so many books this year, because my TBR is so low and I know that I can get through. There are some months this year that I've read 20 books, so if I was to do that, I could read my entire TBR in the space of 3 to 4 months. I don't think I will, but it's possible. Now, personal goals. These are a lot more personal to me, and they're things that I want to do for myself to grow myself as a person again, because I've allowed myself to shoehorn in on the wrong things. I've isolated myself so much, a lot to do with my physical health, which has affected my mental health and has allowed me to isolate myself, and that's why I feel so lucky for the friends that I've made this year. So I now feel like these personal goals are things that I want to do for me, and I want to tell you them so that you can help keep me accountable. I am also planning on getting a habit tracker so that I can track a lot of these habits. First of all, I want to make sure I'm doing all of my physio every single day. I will give myself a break if, like, say I got COVID again or something like that, like I was really ill. Like, I know it's not going to be possible to do it every day, but I want to try my best to do my physio every single day, because I want to get stronger, I want to get better, I want to give myself a chance with this EDS. I want to stop letting it control me and start taking it back, taking back my life a bit. So physio is one way that I can do that. It's a maybe sort of category, because they don't know if the EDS will improve with physio, but there's so little known about it that it's let's try this and find out. But I want to try it consistently so that I give myself that chance. I also want to allow myself to spend more time watching TV. So we're talking Netflix, Prime, Disney, that sort of thing. I feel so guilty for sitting watching things when I could be reading. But as we know, my TBR is not that big, so why should I feel bad? I mean, regardless of whether your TBR is 10 books or 1,000 books, you should do what you enjoy. Me and Kay used to watch, you know, we sat and watched Teen Wolf together, Grimm, like we sat and watched things together, and now I feel guilty doing that because I feel like I should be reading, or I should be doing something else. Or when I was working, I was coming home and I was just like literally falling asleep on the couch. Kay would wake me up when dinner was ready. I'd eat, fall back asleep on the couch again. And that, it's no way to live. So I want to allow myself to enjoy those things again, and, you know, broaden the things that I'm taking in that way, as well as through reading, if you know what I mean. Next is to drink more water. I am constantly dehydrated. I am so badly dehydrated all of the time because I do not drink enough water. My problem is I don't like the taste of water, so if I have a glass of water, you best bet your ass that glass of water is going to sit there and do nothing. So I do put diluting juice in my water so that I entice myself to drink it. Squash for anybody who is not in Scotland. So I need to get back on track with, I've got the bottle that tells you like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, like I've got that. So I need to make a concerted effort to get through that twice in a day. That's all, just twice in a day. That is my goal for my water intake. And again, I'll pop that on my habit tracker once I've got it. I'd also like to write more. I used to write all the time when I was in high school, and through, you know, just not have, feeling like don't have enough time, that is one of the things I let slip away, and I would like to get back to that. I've got friends online now who love writing and have inspired me to start doing that again, specifically like Becca and Smash, who did NaNoWriMo and were just getting so into what they were doing, just loving doing the writing, and it's inspired me to start writing again. So thank you for that, and hopefully I'll have something half decent to show you soon. I'd also like to do some more crafting. I don't have anything sitting, I mean I've got like some of my crafting tools here, but I started paper crafting in 2021. I initially started because I wanted to make a paper present for my wife for our first wedding anniversary, which is paper. So I made paper roses in a box frame, and I was so happy with them that I ended up getting loads of stuff for crafting. So I got a Cricut to cut the paper because my hands can't do it. I got this thing which is a thing. Basically you put the paper in this little thing and you can twirl it, and that's how I make the roses. But I can't remember what it's called. My Cricut also does like stickers, and I've got all the vinyl, and I've got loads of bits, I've got loads of paper colours, and I just want to do that more because I enjoy it and it makes me happy, and it's another creative outlet. But because of my hands not working properly, I've not been able to do it as much, and then again I feel like I should be reading when I'm doing that, and I just want to do it because I do enjoy it. I really wanted to start up a small shop, a small business where I made these paper roses and made other paper crafts that is like sentimental gifts for people, and possibly sell them. And I just ended up, I set up an Instagram for it, I set up a Facebook page for it, and then I just stopped because I lost confidence, and I want to get that confidence back, and I want to get that, you know, start increasing my skill for that. Lastly on my list of 2023 goals is to build a sustainable routine. At the moment I have a lot of trouble with pain, which means I have a lot of trouble with sleeping, and it gets thrown off a lot. It does get thrown off a lot because the doctors keep messing up my pain medication, but that's another discussion. I don't have a reliable routine. I don't go to sleep at the same time, wake up at the same time. I am very bad at remembering to eat. A lot of the time if Kay's not here to make me something, I struggle with eating, basically. So I want to get into a sustainable routine of, you know, things like my physio, my water, putting time aside for activities. I just want to have a sustainable routine that I can, yeah, I'll deviate from it. Everybody deviates from their routine, but because I'm not working, I don't have that forced routine, so I have to do it myself. So that's something I'd really, really love to do going forward next year, is get into that routine, build myself a routine that I can keep going with and feel less like an untethered balloon. So yeah, that is my 2023 goals. It feels like there's a lot. I've been talking about it for about 20 minutes. It feels like there's a lot in there, but a lot of it kind of all folds back on itself, if that makes sense. And nothing is unmanageable, and nothing is something that can't be shifted a bit. Maybe not the water, but you know, other things are things that can be more or less or changed or things like that. Yeah, so thank you very much for seeing me through Vlogmas. This, I believe, is my last video. Let me just check. Yes, this is my last video for Vlogmas. So thank you very much for joining me for Vlogmas. Hopefully next year I'll be more prepared, because as my friends know, this was a hell of a project that I took on at the last minute and refused to deviate from my plan. I have had a lot of fun doing this and doing the tags, and I literally could not have done this without Lisa sending me all those tags. And Chloe and Meg and everybody else giving me ideas. I mean, literally, like, at one point I just messaged the group chat and I was like, give me ideas, you know. Try not to sound like an award show, but I just, the sort of core group of friends that I've made, I just want to thank you all. Alice, Becca, Chloe, Danny, Jem, Catherine, Lisa, Marlowe's, Meg, Siobhan, Smash, Tori, Liv, Pia and Bobby. I could not have gotten through the past year without you. I'm sure there are other people, Rowan Spoops especially, who I would never have met any of these people without your Patreons, and thank you so much for the communities you've built. And there's so many people on Patreon, on the Discord as well, that I speak to all the time, and literally without a lot of you I wouldn't have made it through this year. And obviously Kay has massively impacted how my year has gone. She is just an absolute rock for me, and you know, I hope that I do the same for her in some way. Obviously physically she's the one that has to do everything, but like other ways. But yes, I've had what has started off with a bad year has actually developed into quite a good year, and hopefully we can carry that forward into 2023. God, it feels like yesterday it was 2019. Everything just got messed up the past couple of years, but hopefully we'll get back onto everything being alright and everything going a bit steadier. But yeah, so let me know if you have any goals for 2023 that you want to, you know, try and take forward into the new year. These aren't necessarily New Year's resolutions, these are just goals that I want to set for myself. And I'm really happy that I'm at the stage where I feel like I can set goals for myself. So yeah, please let me know if you have any goals you want to set, even if it's just your TBR goal for the year. I would truly love to hear it, because like I say, the subscribers that I've gained this year and all the subscribers I've had before that, you are incredible, and I thank you so much for taking the chance on my little channel and my absolute hot mess ramblings and hot mess self. But yeah, so today is Christmas Eve when you're seeing this, so if you celebrate Christmas, I hope you have an incredible Christmas wherever you may be. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a fantastic day anyway, and whatever you celebrate, I hope you have a great holiday. Thank you so much for joining me through Vlogmas. My next video will be next week, and it'll be my January TBR if I can cobble one together. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Thanks for joining me through Vlogmas. I love you all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.